So President Trump setting an ambitious deadline for Congress to pass the big, beautiful bill. He writes on Truth Social this: with the Senate coming back to Washington today, I call on all of my Republican friends in the Senate and House to work as fast as they can to get this bill to my desk before the 4th of July. Republican Senator Tim Sheehy, Republican out of Montana, with me now. And Senator, good to see you, and thanks for coming on today. And good morning.
Morning, Bill.
I don't know if you're a betting man or not, but what are the odds it gets done by 7/4/25?
I think we'll get it done. It's going to be a wrestling match, but, you know, Speaker Johnson got it through by Memorial Day. Everyone said that wasn't going to happen. They got it done. We're going to do the same over here at the Senate. And I think it's important to remember what this bill is and what it is not. This is not an omnibus spending bill. This is not authorizing multiple years of government spending. What this is doing is a targeted bill to focus on making the tax cuts permanent from 2017 to stabilize our tax code and give predictability to businesses and individuals. And it's providing unprecedented funding for border security and rebuilding our military, which are two critical areas. Not only the president campaign on, but the American people have been very clear they want to see those areas addressed, in addition to infrastructure investment like FAA upgrades to ATC, which are sorely needed.
Okay, I'm seeing a rub by Ron Johnson. He's been quite public about it. Josh Hawley on Medicaid as well. And here's Rand Paul giving his licks too. Watch.
Increases the debt ceiling by $5 trillion. This will be the largest increase in the debt ceiling ever in our history, and we've never raised the debt ceiling without actually meeting that target. So you can say it doesn't directly add to the debt, but if you increase the ceiling $5 trillion, you'll meet that. And what it does is it puts it off the back burner, and then we won't discuss it for a year or two. So I think it's a terrible idea to do this.
I don't think you can get Rand Paul to a yes. Maybe you can get others, but I think you can lose 3 at the moment.
Yeah, that might be like Mission Impossible 9, the movie, is get Rand Paul to vote yes on a budget bill. But I think ultimately we're going to get there. This is going to be a tremendous fiscal responsibility step in the right direction. It's not perfect. I'd love to see more cuts. I'd love to see more focus on reducing our deficit and finally getting us towards a way where we can balance the budget and start knocking down our national debt so we're not passing on a generational albatross to our children. But this starts curbing that spending curve. The last 4 years, we've seen an unprecedented explosion in federal government growth and spending. I mean, almost a 60% growth in federal spending through those years of COVID, from the American Rescue Plan and the ridiculously entitled Inflation Reduction Act. We've seen an unprecedented explosion in federal spending. So we're starting to take care of that. We're going to start digesting that and getting ourselves back on track. But it's going to be a multi-step process, and this is the first step in doing that.
Okay, on that topic of spending, you're teaming up with Elizabeth Warren. You want to save some money at the Pentagon. It's pretty interesting here. The headline: Pentagon wastes billions with devastating repair rules. We're working together to stop it. New Army initiative would empower soldiers to fix their own gear, which could save 270 days per repair. Go ahead and explain this, because I had no idea that a soldier in the field could not repair their own equipment. What's up with that?
Well, listen, our Pentagon acquisition system is complex. There's a lot of ins and outs to every single contract vehicle that we have, but the truth is our acquisition system is broken. China's building ships 230 times faster than we are. Russia builds artillery shells 10 times faster than we are for 10% the cost. America's strength in World War II was our ability to make vast amounts of equipment at a high quality and quickly and at a reasonable cost. We can't do that anymore. Our ability to produce quantity is gone, so we have to restructure our industrial base by fixing the incentives in our contracting pathways for the DoD. This is long overdue. The last 30 years, we've seen this bureaucratic sclerosis overtake the Pentagon's acquisition system. So I'm working with Senator Warren. We probably don't agree on a whole lot of things, but we agree that it's about time we protect our warfighters better and frankly, be better stewards of taxpayer money. And as I told my constituents in Montana, I'll work with anybody. I don't care what letter comes after their name. If it's in the interest of the American people, especially interests of our warfighters, I'll partner with anybody that puts their interests first. What this effort will do will open up pathways for more avenues for our warfighters to repair and maintain their equipment in the field.
So in 2023, we spent $450 billion on contracts to do the things that you're describing here. And if you and Elizabeth Warren can help save on the waste, fraud, and abuse, bring it on. Senator, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Tim Sheehy, thanks.
Explosive